Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. This is MP DeVille, yours truly with Opinion Hated Podcast. Today is August 24th, 2017, and thank you for listening to my podcast and my crazy opinions, thoughts, suggestions, all of that good stuff. I totally appreciate it. And I hope you learned something from all of these thoughts that I give to you guys, okay? So today's thought is concerning ourselves and loving ourselves. If any of you follow me on Instagram, I probably have over 1,000 posts of inspiration, motivation, business, life, you name it. I try to talk on all those points because we live through all of that. You know, we're just not one-dimensional. You know, we have businesses, we have families, we go through life struggles, a whole compilation of things that we have to handle as adults every day. So it's not just one thing. We have many different compartments of our lives that we must handle. So this quote says that if you make friends with yourself, you will never be alone. I found that to be so profound because it was only when I decided to distance myself from people, family, friends, so forth, that I really began to come into my own, understand who I was, understand my feelings about certain issues, all sorts of things. And one of the reasons that allowed me to be alone is way back in 2006, I decided to go back to school. And with me being in school, I had to cram a lot. I had to be alone. I had to distance myself from the friends. I had to stop going to the parties. I had to stop hanging out. I had to stop jumping up every time somebody called and say, hey, let's go have a drink. Let's go to happy hour. I had to cut all that shit out if I wanted to succeed in my endeavors. And that included my education. So that required me spending a lot of time alone, which was not a problem because I love being alone. I have found out so much about myself simply being alone. You can pray, you can meditate, you can analyze, dissect, research. You can do so much for yourself when you are by yourself, okay? Spending alone allows us to love and embrace who we are. Reading, meditating, following mentors, understanding your past, present, so that you can reach your future requires you to spend time alone. Always having people in your ear, always having a crowd there, always being bombarded with the noise of the world does not allow us to have clarity. In order for us to have clarity, we need to spend time alone with ourselves. Point blank, period. There's no other way to understand so much of what goes on in our life. Spending time alone connects us to our spirituality. It makes us understand what we will put up with, what we won't put up with. Spending time alone for me allowed me to just have so much discernment when it comes to people in my life, who I allow in my life, what type of relationships I want in my life, and things of that nature. And when you don't spend time alone thinking about these things, analyzing these things, researching these things, like I say, you're going to always be bombarded with the noise from the outside. Many people can't deal with being alone, and I think that being alone makes you admit some things to yourself. I know for me, being alone allowed me to come to some understanding as to why I was doing certain things in my life and as to why I was not doing certain things in my life. So, you can find out so much about yourself when you spend time alone. You begin to love yourself more. You begin to appreciate yourself more. You begin to put limitations around your life as to who and what you are not going to deal with. For me, spending time alone allowed me to recognize the difference between real friends and fake friends. Allowed me to recognize the difference between family and family that's not so much of a family. So, it's these times that we spend with ourselves that we have so much understanding and clarity. Incorporate that with some Bible reading, and you will be able to figure out a path within your life. You will understand all of your past actions. You will understand your present actions, and hopefully spending time alone and analyzing your past behaviors and present behaviors and so forth and so on, will allow you to change some of your ways, especially if they are negative in any form, fashion. There was a time for me, as there is for most people, a lot of people, but there was even a time for me when I was disgruntled about lots of stuff. And I didn't really get to the bottom of my bitterness or my disgruntledness until I began to spend time alone, meditate, read my Bible, things of that nature. So I even wrote a course about it. Yes, many of you may not know, but this entails with a course that I wrote labeled Ignite Your Life. And what it does is it examines your past and your present, and it helps you gain some clarity as to why you are in the position you are in, whether it be good, bad, or otherwise. So I just wanted to say that don't hesitate to spend time alone with yourself. Don't hesitate to tell the friends, no, I'm not going out tonight. Don't hesitate to turn down a happy hour. I love spending time by myself. I get excited about spending time by myself. Nothing is more exciting to me than having a nice bottle of wine, a nice movie, if that's what I want, and just quiet time. I like peace. I like quiet. I like contemplation. And the only way I'm able to have that many times is if I choose to be alone. So don't be afraid to be alone with yourself, people. If you can't stand being alone and loving and nurturing yourself, who else do you think is going to want to do it? So it starts with you. You have to love and appreciate yourself in order for anyone to come into your life and love and appreciate you as well. Okay? So that's Thursday's thought from MP. I want you all to have a very blessed day and happy Thursday. The month's almost out. Time is flying, guys. So set those goals, reach those goals, make those plans, take action. Okay? Until then, be safe and be safe, be blessed, and peace be with you. Okay? Until then, I'll see you on the other side. Ciao.